Undefeated fours or brick by brick fours? This has been the debate amongst the sneaker community since the Undefeated's released. And I didn't start it, contrary to popular belief, but I will engage in it. Let's go. What's up, y'all? It's your girl D Footwork, and today we have the video that I have been waiting on. My Undefeateds finally came in, and y'all know I had my brick by bricks waiting. So we have been talking about which pair is better. Really, everybody has kind of deemed, or some people have kind of deemed brick by bricks sneaker of the year, and people are saying that the Undefeateds are no, they're the real sneaker of the year. So we've had this debate of which shoe is better, and a lot of people do not agree. Now, what I will say, to go ahead and address the elephants in the room, yes, resale is more on the brick by bricks, but people don't like the brick by bricks more because resale is better. And so for this video, I'm not talking about anything besides the looks of the shoe. I will not talk about history. I will not talk about height. I will not talk about stock numbers, and I will not talk about resale value. Why won't you talk about history? History matters. History is important. No, because if I include history on this pair and I include age on this pair, how old heads like this pair, then that means it's fair game, and I have to include resale value and stock numbers as well. And I'm not gonna do that because it gives one pair or the other an unfair advantage. I don't want the brick by bricks to be the biased favorite, and I don't want the Undefeateds to be the biased favorite. Right now, I only want to focus on looks. If we talk about history, of course Undefeated wins. If we talk about resale, of course brick by brick wins. I don't want to give either side an unfair bias. I want to have a straight up, just straight off of looks conversation on which shoe actually looks better. That's it. So if you're looking for more, you can go ahead and exit now. You can complain in the comments, but I'm just going to ignore you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We are going to start with the box of both of these shoes. I first want to compare the box because I don't know about y'all, but box matters to me. Well, you can't wear the box. I don't care. I care about my packaging. I like my packaging. There are a couple of things I like on the Undefeateds, and there are a couple of things that I like on the brick by bricks. Let's start with the Undefeateds. The Undefeateds have a regular gray box. You see 05 at the top and you see 25 at the bottom. That represents the 20-year gap that it took for these two to release. You got 2005 and then you have 2025. At 20, you have the Jordan symbol with the Undefeated logo. That's about it when it comes to this box. For the brick by brick box, actual texture on this box, you can hear that different texture, and it is literally built in the form of a brick. You have bike air right here for Nigel Sylvester, who is a famous biker. You have a Jordan Jumpman right here, but that's pretty much it to this box. It's just a different texture here. If you ask me, brick by bricks wins on the box for sure. Let's go ahead and get into the packaging. How are these packed up and sent to us? I do want to get into that. Let's start with the brick by bricks on this one. So when you open up the brick by brick box, you have an orange inside, and then the shoes come like this, y'all. They're separately bagged. They have wrapping on them. So it's both separate, and then you have this blue Velcro on them, like a brick of you know what at this point. I really love the packaging on this. It's something that I did not expect to come on these. For the Undefeateds, one thing I liked about the Undefeateds is that it came with something. It came with a postcard, and I really like that. So it's like they sent you a postcard from Undefeated. You got the little mail card right here, and it says it's since 2002. I'm gonna assume that that's when they opened their doors. And then the paper here is Jordan, and you have the Undefeated signs, but it's just the regular white paper on here. They also did put these into double wrap papers, but you don't have like the extra little baggies that you do on the bricks. For me, packaging, bricks win again, but I will say I do like the postcard that comes with the Undefeateds. I love when I get extra little stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the shoes, y'all, the actual shoes. We're gonna pull out the right shoe for each of these because I'm not going to undo anything else. We're gonna pull out the right shoe for the bricks, and we'll pull out the left shoe for the Undefeateds because I believe that's where the hang tag is. let's start with design, y'all. So the Undefeateds came with this hang tag, which I love. I love me a good hang tag. I wish it actually had the chains, but none of them have chains now. The hang tag is not just a regular Jordan Jumpman hang tag. It has this transparent Undefeated symbol, and then you have the orange Jumpman. The contrast with the olive and the orange is really good, y'all. So you have this nubuck suede. Now, what I will say is a lot of people did not like this nubuck suede. It's the same type of suede that they gave us for the Ferrari 14s, and people were unhappy with that because they wanted the original suede. But I feel like they gave us nubuck because this material will last longer or it doesn't get as dirty. I think there's a reason Jordan Brand did this year. So the material on this is this nubuck suede. It's nice and it's smooth. I have no complaints about this. I don't have any defects on my pair. Here with the bricks, you have more rough suede, I'll say, at the top. It's definitely rougher. You can definitely feel it. And you have the brick right here at the bottom. And you have that mini Nike check. I love the brick texture. Like that different texture, I don't think we've ever seen anything like that, where it's actually feels and looks like an actual brick. I really did like that. And then all the rest of this, you have red, darker red at the bottom, and then you have the darker orange at the top. The suede, like I said, is a little bit tougher than the Undefeated pair. The tongues of the shoe. There's nothing special about this tongue. It's just a red Jumpman on the tongue. Nothing really special about it. At the back of it, it says Jordan Biking, and then it says 2017, I want to say. Yeah, it says Jordan Biking, and then it says 2017 on this one. And then this tongue is actually removable. You can take this tongue off, and it will say Jordan Rare Air. Now, I must admit, I would be more impressed with this if we didn't just get the Rare Air 4s. That's yet another thing where I feel like this Undefeated 4 is kind of underwhelming because it literally came after we just seen that same thing on the Rare Air 4s that released. But I will say I do like the different texture that is on this tongue. How the bricks had this brick feel right here. They have a completely different type of olive on this tongue. It's like shimmery, like you can scratch it. I really, really like that. I don't even know what type of material that is, but it's different, and I do like that small hidden detail. On the back of this tongue, it has Undefeated written in white, and it's a black little strip of paper right there, and then you have the orange inner. So you have a different color orange right there. This one has a hang tag, this one does not. I would have loved to see this one come with a hang tag, but hey, I guess we'll never know. Now, the back of the shoe. This one has the Nike Air, and this one has the Bike Air. The contrast of the white Bike Air on that brick by brick is really nice. Whereas this black on black Nike Air, you can barely really see it. And a lot of people were in the uproar about either having the Jumpman. We were saying that these were supposed to have a Jumpman pair and they were supposed to have a Nike Air pair. But who really cares when you can't even really see it that good? Maybe better in the sunlight, you'll be able to see it. But yeah, I definitely like the contrast that the brick by bricks has compared to the Undefeateds. The air bubble on the brick by bricks is the same orangish color, but you can barely really see it because the air bubble is really small. Whereas on the Undefeateds, because that midsole color is bigger, you can see that orange in your air bubble, and I like that. I like the fact that you can see that it's orange. You can't really see what's going on in this brick by brick. The bottom of the shoe. This one still has that red feel, where it's not just a regular black or a regular white type of sole. This one is just a regular black sole, and both of them have their little patches. This one has a white patch, and then this one has an orange patch. The insoles of the shoe. This insole says Go in white writing, and then this insole says Nike Air in the inside. To me, when we're looking at just looks, this shoe stands out more, for one. But this shoe, like many have said, is easier to wear. But I don't think that easier to wear makes a shoe better. I just think that it makes it easier to wear. Some people put it at the top because you can put anything with this. You can put black with this and you'll be just fine. Whereas this, don't just wear these with an all black fit and think that you did something. You're gonna have to try harder when it comes to this shoe. But I really just like this shoe more because it is totally different. Whereas this one has too many aspects of shoes that we've already seen. We've seen the Olive 4s, and those did nothing. Y'all literally left them sitting. So if you love Olive so bad, why did y'all leave those sitting? I do like the orange contrast that comes with this one. I do like the different type of tongue that it has, but I don't like the fact that the tongue on here is the same tongue that we just got on our Rare Air 4s. I will say this pair comes with some orange laces that makes the shoe pop, and then this pair comes with some white laces that will make the shoe pop. So both of those do have that alike. I could see how someone would want to debate which one is better, but for me, it's really not close. This pair is just different. It's in a totally different ball game than this pair. In the comments down below, let me know what you think about both of these shoes. I have them both in hand. They're both in my size and I could honestly keep them, but I'm only gonna keep the Brick by Bricks because this one is just too basic to me. That wraps up another video, y'all. We also have the Awake 5s, the black version, dropping as well. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video out, y'all. That wraps up another one. D Footwork out.